ago, we were hearing that this Alexander Usyk-Daniel Dubois fight would probably go to purse bids because the two sides can't agree a deal. But now we're hearing that the fight might not happen at all. The reasons are unclear, but Eddie Hearn, for example, in a recent interview, came out and said that he doesn't think the fight is going to happen. He didn't elaborate, so we're left to speculate. Now, obviously, Team Usyk and Team Fury had a long, protracted negotiation that was ultimately fruitless. Team Fury, in my view, messed Team Usyk around. And so you ask yourself the question, since Frank Warren was part of Team Fury, is this inability to get the Usyk-Dubois fight done a spillover? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there as a possibility. Then you've got Daniel Dubois switching trainers, moving from Shane McGuigan, apparently now joining with Don Charles. You've got rumors of a family issue with Daniel Dubois and so on. And there's also this claim by Team Dubois that he injured his knee in the Kevin Lerena fight. I've never seen any evidence for this injury. So until I do see evidence, I'm inclined to suspect that it's actually just an excuse to cover up for the fact that he just got hurt and his legs didn't recover for several rounds. As I pointed out, his back leg went against the Ghanaian heavyweight Richard Lartey a few years ago in a very similar fashion to how it did against Kevin Lerena. He never went down, but if you watch, I think it's at the start of round 2 or 3, Lartey hits him with a right hand high on the head, just like Lerena hit him high on the head, and Dubois' back leg gives out, and he starts backing up. The same leg that gave out against Lerena. So I'm skeptical about this injury claim. Anyway, these are the possible reasons that the fight with Usyk may not happen. But here's the kicker. The rumor is that if Dubois don't fight Usyk, it might be Deontay Wilder fighting Usyk instead. That he might just get placed into the position of mandatory challenger and get a straight shot at the unified heavyweight champion. That, to me, is absurd. What kind of clout does Deontay Wilder have with all these different sanctioning bodies, not just the WBC now, that after doing nothing for years, he's getting placed in #1 positions, not having to fight in final eliminators? What's that all about? You don't see AJ getting those type of privileges as a former champion. You don't see Andy Ruiz getting those kind of privileges as a former champion. But somehow Deontay Wilder, when he hasn't scored a significant win in years, is being placed in these positions, not having to fight final eliminators against anybody. I mean, they ordered Wilder against Andy Ruiz. Ruiz wanted it. Wilder didn't want it. And yet they haven't penalized Wilder by dropping him down or ordering purse bids or anything like that. Totally absurd. So yeah, I've got a big issue with Wilder leapfrogging all these other fighters who have done more than him lately into mandatory positions. Ridiculous. I want to see Wilder earn that spot, especially after his WBC champion. He avoided so many fights. I mean, why not make Deontay Wilder versus Daniel Dubois? Deontay Wilder versus Martin Bakole? Now, if it does happen, if Wilder does get made mandatory for Usyk, what then happens to the Anthony Joshua fight in December? Do they switch it around? Do they have AJ fighting Fury and Wilder fighting Usyk? I guess that's one way they could resolve the situation if Wilder gets made mandatory for Alexander Usyk. They could just do it in Saudi at the end of the year. But as I said, I don't think Wilder deserves that opportunity. I think it's better you have Wilder against AJ. At least then Wilder has to go through another contender before he gets a title shot. Even if he's getting crazy millions and all that, it's still a fight against another contender in AJ. So make him have to do that, then he can get his title shot. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.